Hello, Capricorn. Let's get into your bonus reading. This is going to be for Capricorn sun and rising signs, in particular for the Mercury retrograde that's happening in the sign of Libra. We're going to look at the pre-shadow period, the Mercury retrograde itself, and the post-shadow period. So when we're in shadow, it means that Mercury is going through the degrees of Libra that he will revisit and then again hit on his way out of retrograde when he moves direct. So Mercury represents our thought processes, our communication, our thinking mind, and how we learn. So when we go through a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra, we're really having a look at our relationships. Libra is the sign of the scales. It's finding that middle ground and balancing those scales with the ways in which we communicate with our relationships, people that we're in relationship with. And for you, if you are a Capricorn rising, that impacts your 9th house. So 9th house is all about higher education and belief systems. So you may find that at the end of this Mercury retrograde, you have a different perspective when it comes to how you relate to others, how you communicate with others, what you put into a relationship, what you believe you should put into a relationship may shift. So we're going to have a look at it from that perspective. So I do recommend that you check your rising sign in particular and your sun sign for the strongest messages for you. Now you're welcome to check out your Venus and moon signs, but I do feel like your rising and sun sign are going to be most relevant. Now as I film this, we are in Mercury retrograde shadow, the pre-shadow period, so we're about to have Mercury go retrograde. So this first row may be the most resonating for you, since these are in the future, depending on when you watch this video. So let's get into this. What's going on for Capricorn? We have the High Priestess, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Death card. We have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. We have Judgment, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. So you could very well be faced with a decision during this retrograde period, something that will or will not allow you to expand. The Two of Wands is all about expansion. It's one up from the Ace of Wands, which is also on the board here. And so you're looking out into the world here. Normally, the Two of Wands is holding a globe while she's holding her cell phone. And so, I guess connection to the World Wide Web, the internet there. What is going to allow you to continue to expand is going to be a focus. So we'll see how else that comes into play as we clarify these rows. So the pre-shadow period takes place from September 6th through the 27th. So something for the last couple of weeks has been going on in this first row here. And we're going to find out some extra details on what. Now, your oracle card here is Birds of a Feather. So you want to find your soul tribe. You want to find people that have like-minded thinking, that look and have similar beliefs as you with that 9th house Libra that we're dealing with here. And you may have found, you can see that they're all sitting at different positions here. You may have found that some of the people you've been connected with up until this point, you no longer feel like you see eye to eye with them. So you could be evaluating your relationships, what you're contributing, and whether or not, you know, they can meet you at your level, or vice versa. And so, interesting theme coming in there. We have the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Judgment. It does initially feel like you may have some intuition here that has been kind of giving you some information you didn't want to know, right? You didn't want to see that perhaps there was someone here you were going to need to release, someone from your past, because it's going to break your heart to release them. And this feels like perhaps this has been going on for some time, but there's something about this retrograde period that is going to make it more difficult to hold on to this relationship, this friend, this colleague. I mean, it could be any relationship, right? But also, I feel like with the High Priestess here, there's something behind her curtain. You know, the High Priestess, Pisces energy. She has something hidden back there. And so she tends to keep secrets. And she's extremely intuitive. So I feel like there may be something that gets more clarity throughout this retrograde period for you that makes it more obvious to you that you are not on the same plane or seeing level with perhaps one or even more people. So let's get some clarifiers here. Why do we have the High Priestess? We have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. With the Three of Swords, we have the Sun and the Moon. And with Judgment, we have, we've got a couple here. The King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. So it does feel like perhaps there's some people, perhaps even workplace relationships that you've been attempting to evaluate. Could even be a boss with this King of Swords. Could be a couple that's showing up here that is trying to decide if they want to give this relationship another go, or an effort. I say another go because it's coming in with that Judgment, which can be a past relationship coming back up again. And definitely some masculine, feminine energy coming in here with both the Sun and the Moon. It does feel like if this is a specific romantic relationship, that both parties have been heartbroken by this relationship ending. And it could feel like something you've been trying to hold on to. Like you want a new beginning with this person. You want it to be solid. You could be working to rebuild a foundation for yourself. But it does also feel like there's potentially someone here that is holding on to a belief, Four of Pentacles, High Priestess, that there is a new beginning on the horizon here. And it could require that old beliefs about this relationship be released, that they come up for judgment and you make a decision, right? I do feel like there's a lot of intuition going on here. High Priestess and the Moon. We have Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, several signs showing up here already. It does feel like there's some resistance in letting go of something that is no longer a fit, right? Because it would be heartbreaking to release it. On another level, I also feel like from an intuitive standpoint, you may feel like you're being urged to release this so that you can have a new beginning. And you know that on the other side of the heartbreak, there's joy to be had. And so it kind of feels like this, what do I do? Which is very Libra, the scales, right? Let's look at the retrograde period itself. We have the willing release showing up here. And the retrograde is happening from September 27th through October 18th. So during that time period, you could be making a wish. See these flowers you usually blow on and make a wish, and all the seeds go scattering into the wind. We also have a butterfly showing up on one of those seeds. So some kind of transformative change is happening, but it's happening because you're letting go of something else. Okay. We have the King of Swords showing up again, the Seven of Wands, and the Empress. It could be that you do go to release someone, a King of Swords, and they don't enjoy that. They fight against that. But I feel like there's some abundance coming in here for you. I really actually feel like this is you, Capricorn, showing up as this Empress. Now this is also Libra, Taurus energy here. But I think there's some clarity coming in as well. It's like you're really standing up for yourself, and there could be some more clarity coming in. Some of that hidden, sort of secretive, intuitive feeling comes more clear here. So let's see what's going on with all this. Here we have the King of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. And the Queen of Pentacles. I think you definitely have some clarity that you have the resources within you in order to be able to move forward. So that's nice. There are quite a few, well, Empress and Queen of Pentacles together here. That's a lot of abundance, especially with that sun showing up in that first row. What do we have? The Seven of Wands. The Ace of Swords. So clarity, truth, some truth coming out. And somebody here doesn't maybe like it. But, at the same time, I also feel like this is you standing up for the truth. If there are hidden things, you want to know about them. And you're not going to take, I mean, the Ace of Swords is showing up twice here. So I do think it finally comes out as we go, or pieces at a time, kind of like puzzle pieces come together here. With the Empress, we're getting Ten of Pentacles, some abundance, and the Seven of Cups. In some ways, because we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands here, it's like this recognition that you hold that abundance within. And again, with the Seven of Cups, it can be like finally some clarity that you hold that abundance within yourself and that you are capable of achieving whatever you want to achieve. And I feel like you're standing up for that. At the same time, I do feel like there is, you know, possibly this King of Swords energy from the past. Does not have to be an air sign. It's just someone that tends to sit in a very logical, straightforward, unemotional approach that doesn't necessarily enjoy that you've come into this understanding for yourself. Maybe you're releasing them and they don't want you to do so. You can see that the Seven of Wands stands in this warrior pose, fighting off all these other wands here. Let's see what else we get here. We have body and soul. So this is the post-shadow period. So it's when Mercury finally moves direct. We start to see a little bit of movement. And that is taking place from October 18th through November 2nd. So on November 2nd, Mercury clears that last degree. It's around 25 degrees. And he moves past his retrograde area of Libra. And we have the body and soul card here. So this is really personal authenticity. You're standing completely strongly within yourself. I believe Taurus also got that card. We have the Death card, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. Holy moly. So, an ending. And a couple of new beginnings here. We've got two Ace of Swords, an Ace of Wands, and an Ace of Pentacles on the table here. Why do we have the Death card? The Three of Swords. So that Three of Swords that felt like you knew this was going to break your heart to close this out is showing up as you close it out, right? So it's not going to be easy to release this person that maybe you don't see eye to eye with anymore. Yep. Becoming single, so could very well be a romantic partner to where you get into this single energy, but also, you know, with this Nine of Pentacles, she's abundant. This is like pre-Empress energy, and the Empress has already shown up here with all these abundance messages. So it's like with the Ace of Swords, you know, it's double-edged. It's sharp on both sides. And so when we get that victory, it comes with a sacrifice. And so I feel like you're taking that victory, new abundance, moving forward in your own truth, but the sacrifice is that willing release to let go of this past person here. The Ace of Wands, we have the Chariot, so some Cancer energy, Scorpio, Virgo. Let's see what else we get. Oh my. new passionate beginning here, coming in hot. Like the minute, it feels like the minute you let go of the other one. Or you finally sever the ties. It comes in. Let's see, tell me about this Ace of Swords that keeps showing up. And there you are, defending your truth. Again, wounded warrior energy with the Nine of Wands. And the Five of Pentacles. So, it's like the willing sacrifice, the willing release. You recognize that in order to continue to grow and evolve as your abundant self, you know, for example, you look at these birds on the different heights of these poles, and maybe you're here and you want to be up here. Well, in order to get there, you got to pass up this guy. You know, I mean, it sounds competitive and that kind of thing, but I think you're doing it for yourself, and for what you feel like you deserve, what you believe you deserve, when it comes to your relationships. And you know, the payout here looks amazing. It also very much feels like with the Lovers and the Chariot here, you know, light and dark aspects of self, higher self, lower self. Something about this shift, it's like a further honoring body and soul. You come together within yourself even deeper. And so, I mean, it looks great. It doesn't look like it's going to be a super easy Mercury retrograde. But it does feel like those little truths that have been hidden are going to sprinkle in. And I feel like that is what is going to give you the confidence and the strength to make this sacrifice for this new beginning. So I hope that was helpful, Capricorn. And make sure to come back to this reading at a later date. Because like I said, so from September 6th through November 2nd, that's almost a 2-month chunk of time that this reading is covering. And so it might be helpful to come back to this at a later date to kind of refresh and get any tips and tricks from the reading that might assist you throughout this process. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.